Back to the original starting lineup. How's Rob feeling?
Good. Everybody's good.
Considering that it's been an up and down pattern, especially after the overtime games, how do you feel about them going in here? How can you break that pattern?
First of all, it's good to have everybody back. So obviously the continuity has, been missed a little bit, but to have the bodies back, should take some stress off the other guys that have been playing heavier minutes. But just in general, we feel great with our depth, our bench. The other guys are getting experience, and now that we throw our starters back in, the other guys off the bench should be able to refresh those guys. And like I said, I told the group today, this is the second time we've had our whole lineup and been in and out, up and down a little bit, but let's do better than we did last time against Toronto.
Because of Jalen and talking to us about the difficulty he's had recovering due to COVID and stuff, will he be dealing with any minutes restrictions, or are you going to be balancing his minutes differently?
No restrictions. I think he's talked quite openly about it and took some different approaches to it, and we'll keep him on his same minutes, but just monitor in general. I think he's trying to focus on being more active and not letting that get in his head, but he looked so good last game, and it's just we want to have the carry over there. I don't think it's something that he's going to have a great game every time he'll have a bad game. So he's focused on it. He's took a different approach physically, to get his rest, get his treatment. And I look forward to him putting a few back-to-back good games together.
Is Al a full go? No restrictions because of the minutes he played the other night?
Al?
Yeah,
he's full go.
Ime, I guess we got to ask you, how'd you feel at shoot around? You said you kind of felt at shoot around the other day that those guys weren't. What was shoot around like today?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, that was one time since we started the season, and obviously we bounced back and played much better last game. So preparation, attention to detail, focus has been great ever since. Played pretty good the other game, defended well. Obviously the lack of shooting stood out a little bit, but had our opportunities, did a lot of good things, but they've been night and day as far as focus and attention to detail since that one shoot around.
And Jayson has got a kind of a Rodney Dangerfield kind of thing with officials. He feels like he doesn't get enough respect. Then he gets that call overturned the other night, which probably adds into that. How do you kind of keep his head from, you said before that you worry about the officials, but how do you keep him engaged and not getting discouraged when he doesn't get calls?
Yeah, understand that he needs to still be aggressive. It's a long game, and if you engage with them early, it can come back to haunt you and the team. And they're human, so if you're complaining about something all night, they may not give you something later. And so just continue to be aggressive. He's attacking the basket more this year. Physically, he's looking better, trying to impose his will, and the free throws haven't always translated, but continue to encourage him to do what he's doing, attacking the basket, get to the basket, and the fouls will come eventually.
Chuck Swirsky, the broadcaster for the Bulls. What is your impression of the Bulls from what you've seen on tape?
Obviously, a team that's playing very well, have added a lot of new pieces. Guys I know pretty well, have worked with in the past, and so it's not a surprise that they're playing well. No DeMar, I've been around him for years. Played, was with Zach this summer, and the pieces they've added have gelled pretty quickly. Been impressive, and Billy's done a great job with them. I know him and talked to him in the past, and so not a surprise. Sometimes it takes a little longer to gel for other teams, but they do have some veteran guys that are very unselfish and three really good playmakers besides Vucevic in the post. So good group of guys that are playing well, and we're trying to come in here and compete tonight and hold down our home court.
Back to Jayson, he's had a pretty inefficient start scoring-wise for him compared to his regular standard. Is there an adjustment process for him, do you think, as he goes to a new coach, new system? What do you guys need to do to get him in situations to kind of raise that a little bit?
Yeah, I would say percentage-wise, it's down a little bit. He's been scoring, putting up some big numbers in a few games, but yeah, there is some time. And what I've told the group is we have, not to make excuses for anybody, but we have guys up and down, in and out. And so it's going to take some time, let alone with the staff and the stuff that I'm implementing different from in the past, 4 or 5 years with him. So there's some understanding on my part. He just has to be aggressive. And for us, it's putting him in the position to score. We move him around the court a lot. No teams are going to pay a lot of attention to him and just try to move him, get him to his best spots. And if he happens to be struggling, put him in a situation where he can get an easy shot off and get himself going.
Thanks.
Al Horford, 35 years young, leading the lead in blocks per game. What do you chalk that up to?
We really emphasized help defense. We weren't doing a great job early, and so he's a guy that's pretty much been our best team defender. We said that, as well as switching and guarding guys on the perimeter. So using his length, using his mind, and Rob has been good as well. But a few games early in the season, we weren't coming across helping. He's been night and day as far as that as a team. But he's just a veteran presence, and he knows how to use his body, and verticality has been great at the rim. But last game, 6 blocks, obviously that was a huge number, but he affected so many more shots and was coming across rebounding. So he's been great this year.
Wrap it up right there. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.